What is the Criterion Collection, and what's so good about it? If you're new to collecting, or even been collecting for years, and you just never really pay attention much to foreign films, art house films, or what is considered to be like your obscure classics, then this video is for you. Now, you've probably heard a lot about the Criterion Collection, seen people post about it online. I mean, it's one of the original boutique labels. For the first 10 years or so, I didn't really buy Criterion films. I bought mostly just mainstream films, ones I've already seen or ones I've seen trailers for and wanted to see. Because as a kid, I went to the theaters, but not on a regular basis. I was just kind of saving money and just bought it when it came out. Because to me, why spend $35 to go see a movie when I can spend $20 and buy it when it comes out on DVD? That was always my kind of aspect on it. So I didn't actually buy my first Criterion until I was I think 18 or 19. And I actually got that from Walmart for $7.50, and that was The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Now, I had an idea of what the Criterion Collection was. I remember being Barnes and Nobles and seeing them, on their movie section. When you cross that barrier, you went from the book section to the movie section, and they always had all these really upscale looking movies. The cases were always so much more crisp and nice looking. They didn't look like a standard Blu-ray or a standard DVD, especially the Blu-ray cases. They always were thicker, and they just looked more pristine, if you will, or prestigious. And the pricing always drove me away. $39.99 for a Blu-ray. New releases at Walmart were $23. So why am I spending $39.99 on a Blu-ray that's been out for 40 years? So that was kind of I've always known what Criterion. I didn't always know. I had a kind of inkling of what Criterion was long before I started buying them. But of course, I never actually bought any because, again, spending $40 on a movie I didn't know if I was going to like, one that seemed like it was overpriced when I could probably buy it a lot cheaper somewhere else, or a standard DVD or something of that nature. And even when I did start buying Criterions, after I was at 19 probably when I got my first Criterion. That was 18 or 19 when I got Curious Case of Benjamin Button. And that wasn't even the prestigious, Criterion case. That was a Walmart version that, it's Criterion Collection. It has a spine number. I think it's 300 and something. It's in the Criterion Collection. It's in their lineup. But it didn't have their, their case, that thick embossed casing. It was just a regular Blu-ray. And like I said, I got it for $7.50 at Walmart. I was actually working there at the time. And I picked it up. And then I was I really want to watch some other Criterion movies. I want to see what is so great about the Criterion Collection, because I always hear people talking about it. And the next film I got from the Criterion Collection was Being John Malkovich. And that was the first, true Criterion I got. And then for a while there, I started buying Criterions. And when I say buying Criterions, I don't mean buying them in lotfuls. I would buy one every couple of weeks, and usually that's only when I found either online or in a movie store for dirt cheap. I remember getting Harold and Maude on Blu-ray from Amazon for $12 or $13 used. Now that film, I believe, is out of print and it sells for $50 or $60, probably more than that. I remember I got House on Blu-ray. That was one of the earlier Criterions I got. Again, that's something I picked up on, I believe it was Amazon, for $16 or something. Most of the Criterions I was buying were pretty much all the cheapest Criterions I could find, just to kind of see what is the obsession with the Criterion Collection. I think the first Criterion I paid full price for was Blue is the Warmest Color, and that's the film I actually saw in theaters. And that was the first foreign film I ever saw in theaters. And then it was released from Criterion. Ended up buying that when it was released, just because it was the first time I ever saw a foreign film in theaters. So it was kind of sentimental. And then, like I said, I bought one here or there. Never really collected them on a regular basis, just because of how expensive they were. And then, I don't know, maybe 8 months ago, about 8 months ago, probably I'd say 6 to 8 months ago, I just had this crazy idea that I want to try to become Criterion complete. I even started a podcast talking about these films. So I have discovered some great films from Criterion that I probably wouldn't have discovered if they weren't part of the collection. And I was watching the Criterion Closet and just going through watching videos. I just happened to come across one online. It was like just kind of scrolling. I think I was on Instagram. I was scrolling through the videos and just happened to pop up. And I was watching, the Criterion Closet and the picks, and just watching the videos and listening to the people talk about their top 10 closet picks. And that's what gave me this idea. Well, why don't I just recreate? I just love the Criterion Closet. Like, if you look at those videos, to me, it's just a beautiful looking scene. And I was like, why not recreate that? And I just had this idea that I was going to try to buy every film in the collection and become Criterion complete. I am not yet. I'm working very hard on doing that. Pretty much anytime there's we'll get more of that later on. The proper way to buy Criterions and the smart way to buy Criterions. We'll touch on that later in the video. But for right now, let's kind of talk about what is the Criterion Collection and why is it such a prestigious collection. First, we'll answer the question, what is the Criterion Collection? And simply put it is, the Criterion Collection is a boutique label that publishes films from all around the world, both classics and modern-day films, in their highest technical aspects, and loads it with bonus features, interviews, and commentary that you wouldn't get anywhere else. They've been producing some of the best home video since Laserdisc, and they are like the original boutique label. Now, over the past few years, if you've been collecting or just got into collecting, a lot of the a lot of your more popular labels amongst collectors are like Arrow, Severin, Vinegar Syndrome, Shout Factory. They're all boutique labels that kind of mimicked Criterion's initial playbook, if you will, or initial structure, and are trying to recreate that structure with more genre films and more obscure films, and kind of trying to reproduce what the Criterion Collection does. Now, of course, the films and the level in which these films are comparable are completely different. For example, like Vinegar Syndrome does mostly genre films. Severin does a lot of exploitation films, horror films, and more obscure films. Shout Factory, if you're not aware with them, they produce mostly more 90s, early 2000 films. They do a lot of horror films, and they'll re-release like Ghost. Some of the most popular ones are like the Sleepaway Camp trilogy, Ghost Ship, 13 Ghost. They do more films like that, whereas Criterion has a much larger range of films they do, and also they have arguably a better selection of films as well. Some of Criterion's more modern films that are more popular and probably familiar with your average moviegoer or your modest movie watcher are films like Roma, Marriage Story, The Irishman with Robert De Niro. They have a deal with Netflix, so they produce physical copies of a lot of Netflix more art house and cinematic films, if you will, like Marriage Story. Pretty much anything Netflix pushes for that limited theatrical release to get nominated for Oscars, they team with Criterion to release a physical copy for collectors to own in their collection. Now for the part of the video that probably brought you here. You're looking to get into the Criterion Collection and start collecting. Well, there's a few things that I recommend before you start collecting, and that is, first and foremost, never pay full price for a Criterion Collection film. I cannot stress this enough. They are very expensive, and they're worthwhile, believe me. I love every Criterion I ever bought. I haven't regretted one yet. However, the price points are very high, and they don't necessarily have to be. And there's tricks or at least tricks I believe, that will help you collect Criterions at a fraction of the price while allowing you to build your collection. Now, you'll be wondering, how do I not pay full price? yes, there's sales, but do I have to wait months for a 50% off sale? No. I mean, that's a simple answer is no, you don't have to. Now, one thing I've noticed in the past few months from collecting Criterion films is that, first off, they have, from my understanding, 2 annual 50% off sales. Usually that's in July and November. They usually line up with Barnes & Noble's, which is currently going on now. Barnes & Noble's has a 50% off sale going until December 3rd. And then, of course, Criterion does do flash sales, which means they'll do flash 50% off sales, all their films, for a 24-hour period. And if you sign up for their newsletter, they'll send you an email when the flash sales happen. And again, if you follow content creators who collect Criterions or who collect physical media, they usually post about it on social media, and that's how I usually find out. I don't even check my email that much, so I usually find out about the flash sales through social media before I even see the email. But another thing is, though, Amazon. People be sleeping on Amazon when it comes to Criterions. Now, Amazon always has Criterions on sale, and I mean always. Is it going to have the film title you're looking for at that very moment? Maybe not. But if you're just looking to explore and pick up a few Criterions to kind of broaden your horizons in your cinematic adventures, then yes, I mean, Amazon's one of the best places to buy Criterions. They always have them on sale. Now, they're not always 50% off. I say anything that's 47% and better. 47 to 50% is what I call the safe zone. I will, without question, buy a movie that's 47% off on Amazon, because even if it goes on sale 50% off in 2 days, you're only paying like 75 cents, $1 difference. So it's not like you're really overpaying for the movie. Whereas if you're paying full retail price, or even the 20% off that Criterion sometimes has their sales on, when it's, retailed at $49.99 and it has it on sale for $42 something. That's not really a sale. You can easily get that on Amazon for like $25, probably at that very moment. But again, shop Amazon. They always have Criterions on 50% off generally, and they'll have a bunch of them, usually between 47 to 50% off. So I always say check Amazon first. As of now, I'm not sure as of this moment as recording this video, but as of like a few days ago, every Criterion release up until January, so all of your November and December releases are 50% off for pre-order. Like, I already went and pre-ordered all the films for all of November and all of December because they're all 50% off. Now, trick with Amazon. You're thinking, well, that's a lot of money to tie up. 2 months worth of Criterions in one haul. That's the beauty of Amazon. They do not charge you for pre-orders until the movie ships to you. So you can pre-order all the movies and you're not actually paying for them until they come out. So say you pre-order 5 movies. You're not paying for all 5 Criterions right then and there. If you buy 5 Criterions the course of 2 months, you're paying for one every other week or whenever the film releases. Because Amazon does not charge you until they ship it to you, which is the day it releases. So therefore, that's kind of a loophole to get around having to buy them all and say, well, I don't want to spend that much money right now. But if they're 50% off, I'd say pre-order, because even in the chance that you're saying, well, I might get it, I might not, pre-order it. 50% off, I'm pre-ordering it. Because even if I decide that I don't want it, Amazon lets you return it for 100% refund. No problem. That's what I'm saying. That's why I always kind of go with Amazon, because anytime you have any issues, Amazon will refund you. And this is not a paid advertisement or a paid video by Amazon. I just love Amazon because I buy a lot of my Criterions from there. Any issues you have with disc not being in the case properly, or any damage to the case, you can return it and get another one. No problems. I haven't had any issues from Criterion directly. I have bought from them a couple times. I'm not going to say, they're not good to interact, to do business with directly. I never had any issues, but I can say that I never had to try to send something back. And again, with Criterion, when you order anything from Criterion's website, they're going to charge you an $8 shipping fee unless you spend $100 or more. Prime, well, if you don't have Prime, anything over $24 is free shipping. So pretty much any Criterion you buy, for the most part, it's going to be free shipping. Like if you buy the 4K of a new release, you get 50% off. Like I just got Scarface. I believe it actually came today. I haven't recorded my unboxing yet, but Scarface, the original, not the Al Pacino version. 4K on sale, 50% off, $24.99. I have Prime. If I didn't, free shipping. Whereas Criterion would charge you $7.98 or $7.99 for shipping, and kind of wants you to spend more. Like me personally, I hate paying for shipping. It's like, what else can I get to kind of get away from not having to pay for shipping? And the thing that sucks about Criterion too, and I love Criterion, but with their website is that, and this got me my last 50% off sale. They had a flash sale. I was totally forgot to order Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. And I've been waiting to get that movie because I wanted that one so bad, but I didn't want to pay full price for it. Amazon did not have it on sale. Amazon was selling it at full price, and I was so mad because I forgot to order it. I went back to add it to my cart after I placed my order in order to get it, even though they would have shipped it probably together because I just placed my order 10 minutes ago. It was going to charge me another $8 shipping fee because I didn't do it at the same time. I ended up waiting, I think like 4 days later. Amazon had their 50% off sale, and I get it on Amazon 50% off. But again, long drawn out version of saying, check Amazon first. Criterion does have a really good rewards program. For every, I think it's $1 you spend, you get a point for it. So once you hit 500 points or spend $500, you get a $50 gift card, which is a good reward system. Again, because the paying for shipping thing gets me. Because if you get a new Criterion every week and you pre-order on their website, you're not guaranteed to get the best price, and you're paying for shipping every time. Where you go to Amazon, you're pretty much never paying for shipping. You're always going to get the best price. Like I said, Amazon did have it. I don't know about it right now, but definitely go check it out. Every Criterion from now until January was 50% off. Well, all the November and December releases. January's, they were still regular price. I didn't actually pre-order them yet. Amazon does guarantee the lowest price up until the day of release. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it somewhat helpful and informational. And if you are looking to start collecting Criterions, or you already do, and just want to dive deeper into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. This channel is 100% dedicated to the Criterion collection. You can also follow my podcast, Criterion Corner. You can get us wherever you get your podcast. Every week, we pick a different film from the collection to dive deep into and talk about. And if you want to be a guest on the show, just let me know. Always looking for somebody to come and talk film.